The word this week for our entire group about Nashville Superspeedway was unpredictable. When you look at the starting lineup, 10 drivers that qualified inside the top 15 have not won this year. A victory puts you into the playoffs. Who gets it done tonight? Inside of the front row is Chase Briscoe. Outside, Denny Hamlin. Teammates to get us going as we put the green flag in the air in Nashville, Tennessee.
Denny trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack right there. Byron's going to fill that hole. Great launch by Briscoe.
I said the losing one lap makes me feel good because with the stop and go.
The 5 car, Larson's up the racetrack in turn 2. Slowing off the pace. There's an issue with his car.
Well, that's unfortunate. He's gone from 28th to 23rd.
It's back up to speed. Not sure if he just got loose and up out of the groove, but gathered the car back in, trying to get going again.
Now we see Briscoe, the leader on pit road. This will get everyone's attention. He's going to kind of set the standard. Doesn't want to give up that track position, Kim.
No, absolutely not. And remember, they made some pit road mistakes last week, so they are looking for perfection on pit road this week. Really no major feedback on the car's handling from Chase, but spotter telling him other cars have more roll speed through the center, but good job wrapping up a four fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for leader Chase Briscoe.
You see the reaction, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, kind of forced, right? If you're not going to run long and do something very off-cycle, then you need to follow Briscoe down pit road to not lose time, Marty.
Yeah, Joey Logano going a little long there on that run. Little preempt for Joey Logano right now. They were talking about getting that car better on exit, and this is the car they were referencing to. Rochester, really good on exit right now. He's one of the first ones to move that entry line around as well that we saw earlier. Sometimes
it's challenging to come off the banking, make a pit stop here speeding for Bubba Wallace. He'll have to do a drive-through penalty here under green. Chase Elliott is in, Trevor. You see the battle for 4th. Chase Briscoe, who dominated this race early, 4th now because the top 3 have not pitted. Here's 19 radio.
Brake pedal is just on the floorboard.
Oh, no.
Copy. For the things we talked about here, just do your best to manage and adjust to it. Just make sure if you're pumping that you get a full release before you go to use it here. Doing good. Pedal is getting spongy now, too. I understand. All right, have you moved bias? Yeah, I thought forward was worse. Copy. Go rearward then.
So that was Tyler Reddick saying the pedal is getting spongy. He also radioed to Billy Scott later on, Kim, and said the pedal also very inconsistent. Some corners I get like a quarter in the way of the brakes and it stops. Other corners have taken almost all the brakes to get it to stop.
I think 24 is going to clear. Denny way up the racetrack, way out of the throttle. Yeah, that top's not an option. Probably won't try that again. So now the 24, Byron, is in position to try to steal the stage win away from Briscoe. Briscoe is sort of stuck right here, but behind the 5 of Larson.
Yeah, and Larson is doing everything he can to stand the lead lap because that's kind of his race. He knows.
Playoff point if you got it in you.
Playoff point. If you got it in you, refugal to William Byron, reminding him in 12 laps what is on the line. He just can't pass. He can't pass because Byron won't let him. He's mirror driving as he should right there. Reddick dives to the bottom and on he goes.
Look at Hamlin. Here he comes off the corner trying to dive inside of his teammate. The block for Chase Briscoe. 8 to go in the stage.
Little contact right there. What happens down in this corner? Where does the 5 go? That's going to predict really who has the best grip to this corner. The 5's down there in front of the 11 of Denny. Denny up the racetrack, gets the 19 tight. We're side by side down the back straightaway.
Don't forget these bumps, Dale. You talked about how tough they would be by themselves. How about with traffic? Can Hamlin hold on over the bump right here?
Oh, he's going to clear.
Final lap of the stage.
I think Denny's just in kind of protect mode right here. He's forgotten about trying to lap the 5. He would love to, but he's not going to get it done. He just wants to keep that 45 car behind him. I think he's going to do that easily. Reddick does have more speed, but he's just run out of laps here at the end of this stage.
Larson qualified 28th, had the slide early, dropped back outside the top 30. He's going to be able to stay on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin comes back to the green and white checkered flag. He wins the stage in front of Tyler Reddick. Briscoe, Byron, Bell, the top 5. Gibbs teammates started the race in the front row. Penske teammates doing it now. Blaney, Cindric going through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Toyota side by side back behind them as well.
Yeah.
Briscoe and Jones going at it.
Briscoe
Jones in the green 43.
Yeah, it's a good run from him.
Caution is out, second time tonight. 47 Stenhouse off the pace.
Look at the 5 way up the racetrack as well, trying to avoid. Oh, he just got tagged in the left rear by the 77. He's not going to be happy about that.
Oh, Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, he might see Stenhouse after this one's over with.
Showing 36 cars now, 37 on the lead lap. One of those, though, is Stenhouse. He'll lose a lap here. Hamlin, Cindric, front row for the restart.
More contact right there. Chase Elliott gets a fender right there from the 42 or the 43 of Eric Jones. Cost him a spot or two. Chastain to the bottom in front of Priest. Blocks that air.
Oh, Noah Gragson straight up into the round in front of the 48 and the 5.
Alex Bowman, 48, never finished top 10 here.
Big
Noah
damage right
Gragson
here.
coming off a great run last week at Charlotte. Heavy damage for him.
No track bigger than Nashville is that accurate.
Let's take a look at the replay here, see how this happened. There's the 4 car of Gragson, the 48. Getting down in the corner, right behind Corey Heim.
We're ready for the restart as we get back underway in stage 2. Hamlin, Cindric up front, and they're headed to the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Jones out of line, a little contact with Bell. Hamlin trying to get through on the bottom. And there goes Bell around.
Yes, John Hunter Nemechek in the 20 had contact all the way down into the corner, and it spins Bell around. Heavy damage.
Last year, Bell led 131 laps in this race, and it came around on him here. Contact with the 43 of Eric Jones. Everybody racing tight for position.
Yeah, Jones to the inside here, and just, he thought the 20 came down on him. He wasn't ready to give that up.
Okay, leaders 10 away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. In line with you on little daylight, quarter line, 3 wide behind, in line behind. Room in front, 3 wide behind you, Briscoe up top, Briscoe up top.
Wasn't sure what to expect out of his race car today.
But the door's open now for both these drivers because they've established track position, and you just said it, Steve. We got a long way to go in this race.
Big crash, Corey Heim.
Man, what a night for 2311. Bubba Wallace speeding, the tire issue for Reddick, and here goes Corey Heim in the 67.
Right down, yeah, down there in front of everybody on the front straightaway. They do a good job of slowing down to avoid the 67 car. Corey had great speed in practice, qualified respectfully. Got an important restart right here with Denny Hamlin. Blaney on the outside, 2 more Penske cars in row 2.
Let's get some green flag action, huh? Already 4 cautions in the early part of this stage.
They're not listening. 3 wide, 4 wide back here in the pack. Byron again with that high move. This time, though, I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, he's gotten a row every time he's done this, and he gets another one right there. But down into turn 3 and 4, he'll fade back to the bottom of the racetrack. And the 12's got a deep end. Now we're side by side for second. Byron's in a good spot. Denny's going to block one of them. Take the air away from the 12.
Had a great finish to stage 1. 19 to go stage 2, and they're getting after it again. William Byron to second, and he's thinking about the race lead. 24 inside of Hamlin in turn 3.
24 nailed one
up
at
the
2.
track.
Oh, I thought he was going to get the 11 right there.
He got him tight, so Denny couldn't finish the corner, so they're going to be side by side right here.
Blaney said, okay, Byron, it worked for you. Now I'll wait in the wings and take my opportunity to pounce.
Here comes the 12 now.
This is unreal racing. Here comes Blaney. He's thinking 3 wide on the flat.
The yellow line not out of bounds here at Nashville. Blaney using all the track down the front straightaway, and Byron trying to squirt free off the 2.
Denny got out of shape, had to get out of the gas. He loses the lead. Now we're back side by side. The 12, the 24, Blaney, Byron down into turn 3.
Byron got the lead, and he can't even take a deep breath because here comes Blaney. Finally, through all of that, it's Ryan Blaney on point, and now we'll see what that car does out front for the first time. Hey, here's another thought. Remember month and a half ago when they made the pit crew changes for Blaney? They've been the best group on pit road since then, and we know how big pit stops are going to be trying to maintain track position control this race at the end of the stage. Here comes the 12. Back to the start-finish line. 25th win for Blaney in a stage. The Cup Series, Ryan Blaney in charge right now, and entertaining stage 2.
Tires for everyone here. The question is, how valuable is fuel to you? Leave on tires, short on gas. Hang out a little bit longer, you can fill it up, Trevor.
Yes, sir. Joey Logano is one of those cars that didn't take any tires last time. You might see a little longer stop here on his 4-tire stop. They've been battling the short run versus long run for the balance on this car, Marty.
Denny Hamlin said, holy smokes, man, I lost all of my rear grip on entry and exit at the end of the run. Also, his drink system inside the 11 car is not working. Chris Gale said, wait on me. We're going to wait on fuel.
Chassis adjustment for William Byron. He just needed more grip. Right there went away. Rudy had told him to save fuel there at the end if he wasn't having anything for Blaney, so you didn't see him wait there. Blaney, though, he said, tighten me up, a little free and clean air.
Logano plus 3, but what's the issue there?
Plus 3 to the top. But NASCAR's going to take a look at this. Watch this fuel man. Tries to stay plugged in as long as possible. Gets engaged, falls. We're going to have to see if that can cross the line. It'll be a penalty, or did he get a little stick save?
Here we are, restart final stage. They come through the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Logano's up there with Blaney. Hamlin taking a look. And one more time, outside lane, William Byron strong in the 24.
Can he make it work? That's way up the racetrack. Able to stay in the gas.
Saw the penalty for Brad Keselowski. Also a penalty on that cycle for Josh Berry. Here comes Jones again. Penalty for Berry was over the wall too soon. 21 had to restart deep in the field.
Oh, we got a car spinner. Yep. 60 apiece.
FanDuel onboard camera, Hocevar right behind him. He doesn't lack aggression. Restart as we close on lap 200 at Nashville. Logano trying to get away in the double deuce. Saw a couple of cars out of line back there. That red car, 41, Cole Custer. Blaney outside lane. Going to take the 12 car back to the point. Aaron Jones trying to sneak by for second.
And right now, Byron thinking he should have taken
we got a car that looked like Redding back there, just about wrecked.
Ryan Blaney at the point, lap 2 of this run. He came on the radio and said, should I start saving fuel? They said, yes, if you can, but manage the gap. Here's what he said about 20 laps ago when we saw Hamlin and Logano battling it out.
You guys need to know what they're doing. Are they pushing or are they saving? No, they're pushing. Let you know if anything changes here.
Here's what I would say to Ryan Blaney. When you make a pit stop here, do not speed. Your advantage, 3.6 seconds. You can't have a miscue in this situation and give up the advantage.
And think of how many cars missed pit road during practice. We saw, what, 5 or 6 cars? Right. Blaney was one of them running the bottom. We'll see when they decide to come. He's kind of catching traffic. Oh, we're going to catch it live. Here it is. Blaney looking left. Tires look good. Nothing locked up. Man, great smooth entry for Blaney. We'll see if the timing matches the look. He's going to come down to service Chase in front of his crew. For the 12, he just cannot have any miscues. You got to have tires tight. More importantly, fuel enough to make it to the finish, Kim.
Yeah, and that car for Ryan Blaney, the biggest complaint was it built a little tight on the long run, but it starts to work its way back to neutral. He slides it into the box. The crew's going to go to work. We'll see how long this stop is. Right side tires go on. 4 correct Goodyear tires. You see that second can going in for Ryan Blaney.
Second can going in, and you saw not a long wait on fuel, but a little, right? You'll see a 10.5 second stop. I think everything's successful for Blaney. He'll go back on the racetrack. I think he has to feel good about it. Now the question is Hamlin, Byron, the other cars up front, what they do.
Last lap on the racetrack, you run a 30.27. Hocevar 30.12. Blaney a 29.95. Oh, the 12, big loose, big moment right there.
And that shows us, big chunk.
Well, it shows us he's pushing. It's everything he's got. There's nothing left in the tank right there. He's running the lap time to the max, pushing the car, trying to get by this lap traffic, getting more and more frustrated every corner.
You referenced the championship in 23. Big walk-off win last fall at Martinsville to make the championship 4 a season ago. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Now Blaney can cruise. Only driver at Team Penske that's winless so far this year. They came to play tonight. 12 car into 3 and 4. It's going to be a Nashville night to remember. Ryan Blaney is the man in Music City. And we've now had 9 winners in 2025. The playoff field is over half full.
Adam, now we can officially say welcome to the 2025 playoffs, Ryan Blaney. He leaves with a spot in the playoffs, a checkered flag and a trophy. He'll find a young fan in the stands once he gets this flag to hand it to, usually looking for a Ryan Blaney shirt, of course. And hey, why not go in?